So just what exactly does it take to add an extra $60,000 or even $80,000 in a quarter to your business? Do you need to work more hours? Do you need to spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising? Do you need to post more and more on social media? Or could it be as simple as changing your mindset and building a culture of empowerment and inclusion in your team? Welcome to the Bringing Business to Retail podcast, where I, Selena Knight, share strategies, interview retail revolutionaries, and delve into the minds of e-commerce experts to help you grow a profitable, independent retail or e-commerce business. If you're stuck in a rut, or if you feel like business is way harder than it should be, or you've overachieved all of the things that you've set out to and are wondering what to do next, or how do I even make this better? I know that you're going to love today's episode. If you're stuck in a rut, feel like business is way harder than it should be, or you've achieved all of the things that you set out to and are wondering what next, or how do I even make this better? Then I know that you're going to love today's episode. Hey there, and welcome to today's episode of the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. I am super excited to share with you today's episode. In the intro, you just heard from Tegan. She is the founder of a bricks and mortar and online business called Soul Quartz, and we've been working together for about 8 weeks now, and she has given me permission to share with you some of the transformations that have happened in her business in just that very small amount of time. I mean, you've already heard about the revenue that she's increased, but we're going to step behind the scenes and she's going to share with you what she did to see those amazing revenue increases in just a very short amount of time. I'm always super grateful to work with retail and e-commerce store owners who take these strategies that we build together and just implement it. In fact, Tegan's motto is every time she gets on a call with me, she's like, what do I do next? What do I do next? And I'll be honest, when your business takes off like Tegan's has, it is like a drug. You realize that growth doesn't have to be hard, and it's a little bit addictive, and it is certainly so much fun. But maybe best of all, you get the opportunity to help the people in your business to grow and to help your customers to grow. And you can hear the excitement and enthusiasm in both of our voices. We have very casual conversations, but you can hear how excited we are about these changes that Tegan has enacted in her business and all of the outcomes that have happened as a result. So make sure to check out Tegan's beautiful brand Soul Quartz at soulquartz.com.au and pull up a pew as we go behind the scenes and inside of a real live coaching session.
I can't say me because it's not just me in the shop anymore.
No.
Yeah.
So we wanted to hit, didn't we? And then half was the stretch goal.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that $2,673 can be my investment into Klaviyo, right? So that I'm happy with
Okay.
that. I still want to do it. So I'm like, because I'm so.
See, but we said that, didn't we? We were like,
yeah, that was.
If you hit that, if you have profit goals, right? When you get the money, you're like, I know what I'm going to spend it on.
That's right. And look, I'd be stoked with whatever the girls do today. I've got it's Alicia's last day in there today, but I've got Jess working with her. It's been really like a lot of people were like school holidays. It's interesting because for us, we've had a lot of people walking in. We've been tracking, and it's like it's a lot more than what we had earlier. Like, yeah, but then our conversion's going up, and it's interesting because I've given both of the girls goals, and they feel like Amila, because Monday when I worked with her, she was like, oh my God, she's like, Tegan, look, I hit my goal. And she's like, oh my God, look, I smashed it. And then yesterday she sent me a message, goes, oh, it was not that busy in the shop today. It's not as good as the day before. I'm like, looked at the figures. I'm like, perspective change. Her mindset changed. So her now good day is like a $1,000 day because she lifted her bar.
Because she knows she can do it.
Yeah, she can do it. So she lifted her game. And so, and she was like, oh, it's not so good. I'm like, well, it's still good for like the amount of people that came in. And she's like, oh yeah, that's great. But it was, hello.
Isn't it funny now how if you just and people feel like giving them, I feel like giving them targets, but not saying, oh, you're going to get fired if you don't hit them. It's exactly what you just said. It's, now I have something to work towards, and now I'm excited, and I'm going to push myself that little bit further to get that bit. And now I have a baseline. I know I can do hours a day.
Yeah.
Like that's now the baseline.
Yeah.
And anything less than that, not that they feel bad, but they feel like they probably could have done more, which is actually good because it's not you saying you need to lift your game. They actually have a set of metrics now where they know what their game looks like.
That's right. And after my training, so the second half of my training was sales. So I've incorporated some of that straight away to Mila and asked her, what does she need from me in order to be able to sell more? I asked her, had this conversation, she asked for lines. So I gave her some lines that she could say in the shop that gave her 4 lines. So she's been she's got the have you been here before down packed, because she knows we've got to write it on the thing, and now she's like, what brought you in today?
The 3 questions.
What brought you in today? Because that has been a game changer, that what has brought you in, because then we now go, okay, well, we can then bring you in the right direction of what it was. So we're still having the overcoming, still trying to get the best way to work with people going, I'm just looking, and it's, I'm just looking, and then they don't really want to talk to you. You see the glazed look come over their face, and even though we start to tell, so to overcome.
And to be fair, there are some people who you just have to read the body cues, and those people, you might do one more question where it might be something like, oh, are you looking for yourself or for a friend? Like, we know that they're saying, I'm just trying to fob you off, but you kind of do that next step.
Yeah.
And if they go, oh no, I'm just looking, there are some people who they don't want any help.
Yeah.
And so I think you have to be able to read those body cues and go, okay, well, I'll let you have a little browse, and I'll come back in, and just tell them, I'll come back in and check on you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
and then
one.
Go back in a couple of minutes and say, how are you going? Can I help you find something? Have you had any ideas about what you might be looking for? You can bring the conversation back, but some people just don't want your help. You just need to understand that. And others, when they walk in, they don't know if they want anything yet. They've walked in because maybe they might want something, but they haven't formulated in their head. So they might just need a little bit of time to browse.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Second question.
But isn't that interesting that when you said to her, what do I need to get? What help do you need?
Yeah,
it wasn't anything big. It was just something so small, and yet you've given her that empowerment.
Yeah, and it's the empowerment. It's the empowerment, and I was training Jess. So when I got back from the event, I trained Jess in the shop, and it's quite funny. She'd been there in the shop for 5 minutes, and she goes, I don't know if she started chatting, customers started coming in. We had it was a good day, lots of people. She's like, oh, sorry, Tegan, I don't know if I was allowed to do that. I hadn't been trained yet. She just started selling, and I was going, Jess, I wouldn't have hired you if I didn't believe in you. And she's like, oh, of course you can sell. And her shoulders, they just went,
yeah.
I loved what she was just, I didn't care. She's doing do your thing. I've got you.
That's what you hired her for.
Yeah, so I hired you for. I believe in you. I didn't believe in you.
How good do you feel now, though?
Yeah, they're both and then I'm getting them to work together. Those two are working together tomorrow, and Mila is so excited. But I'm really excited for them to work together because they can bounce, they can learn off each other. But Mila is going to be her focus is going to be making jewelry. So tomorrow, and it's good. It's this whole week. I'm I don't actually need to be in the shop. So now I can focus on building the shop, building the brand, and then also creating this bigger thing, which will also drive traffic into the shop as well.
Isn't it amazing when you actually put your mind to it? What happens?
Yeah, that's right.
And it was only just what 4 or 5 weeks ago you were saying, oh, I can't hit those numbers, and now look at you. And
now, thinking of it in that mindset shift, now it's oh yeah, that's all. That's a normal. And so
baseline.
It's why would I do it?
Why? Why? And you've proven that it's not like you've spent huge amounts of money. You haven't even, like, you ran one ad. Like, you have not gone and done huge marketing campaigns all you did was focus on sales.
Yeah.
We were talking in the Scale Your Store in the training last week. I was talking about having this relationship with money, and it has to be like a relationship you would have with a person. And you have to think, if you came home and you said to your husband, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to go out with you, I don't want to have dinner with you. If you just kept saying that over and over again, the relationship is never going to be strong. But if you actually prioritize your husband in your relationship, then the relationship becomes stronger. And it's the same with money. If you actually prioritize, which is what you've done, you prioritized understanding where the money is and then going, okay, and these are the numbers we need to hit. So what do we have to do to get there? And you've broken it down piece by piece.
Yeah.
And it's just like a few weeks, you've managed to knock it out of the park. And the thing is, it's not like you're working any harder. You haven't even been there for half of this month.
That's the cool thing too. It's like, I haven't been in a shop. Like, literally jewelry's been made. Like
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought it? I know. And it's bloody exciting. And so I'm like, oh, cool. I was saying to Matt before, like, oh, now I'm going to have to up my targets for next month, which is fun. So
we've already upped them like twice.
I know.
I'm good for that.
That's all good.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. You can find all of the show notes over at selinaknight.com. If you found something that you heard today particularly useful, I'd love it if you could leave me a review on iTunes or Stitcher. And of course, feel free to share this episode with someone that you think could benefit by listening to it. Want more retail biz strategies? You can watch the Bringing Business to Retail TV show, where each week I'll answer a question or provide you with a simple, actionable retail biz strategy that you can implement in your business right away. If you have a question or a guest, I'd love to hear from you. Drop my team an email at podcast@selinaknight.com, and I'll see you on the next episode. Have a great week.